Perhaps one of the most important things in learning the fretboard is understanding intervals. Intervals show us the construction of chords, scales, all the good stuff. It shows us what notes fit, basically. And recently there's been a lot of discussion, mainly from players like Jack Gardner, Tom Quayle, Rick Beato, talking about the importance of looking at the fretboard as purely intervallic. And I've often, in my teaching, taught different levels of visualization help you get different results, phrasing wise. If you have a big pattern, you're probably going to play something more linear. If you limit yourself to 1 or 2 intervals, you're probably going to play more rhythmic and dynamically, possibly. So it's quite an interesting thing to think about. Now, when I was approaching intervals initially, I was looking at the big patterns and it was working, but I'd always play very pattern based. And when you think intervallically, you're kind of freer. So Tom Quayle and David Beebee have recently put together an app called Solo. I bought it because I love it. I'm not being paid to make this video, but I think it's a really cool tool that a lot of guitarists would really benefit from using. It's available on Android and on iPhone, and I think when I got it, it was 15 quid here in the UK. And well, let me just show you how it works. So I've got Solo running on my Android phone, and you get to choose between 2 different types of workout. You've got the changes workout, and you've also got a scale workout. Let's start at the changes workout. Now here you can select lots of different limitation exercises. So the single chord tones, the 2 chord tones, the 2 3 chord tones, 4 melodic structures, some melodic structures focusing on different interval sets, and then voice-led structures, suspended structures, chord scales, and you've also got built-in changes. So lots of these are classic jazz standards. There's also some exercises under E, things like just major 7th chords in all 12 keys, for example, lots of different chord types and very common chord progressions as well. So I've got it here set on level 3, 5 and 7th, so 3 chord tones, and we're doing major 2, 5, 1 in a single key, and I'm just going to put it on random, which will mean it will choose different random intervals. I'll get it on repeat as well, and we'll see how we go. So you start the changes workout. Now you can see that there's a D minor 7, which is the 2 chord in C major, and it wants us to find the notes. So as you can see there, the intervals were coming up, and as soon as I played them, so if I play the minor 3rd here of D, that disappears, then the flat 7 of D, then the 5th. So that's the basics of that. If you can look at the scale mode, you can select a scale. Let's select Dorian, and we'll choose a random melodic sequence. And we can choose different root movements and stuff and directions. We'll just stick with this for now. Actually, just go random. Okay. In key of C. Here we go, so C Dorian, so it's asking me to play a flat 7, 4, 6, 1, 2, flat 3, 5th, and flat 7. Now occasionally, depending on the sensitivity of the mic input, you can actually change this in settings. You can select the sensitivity of how easily it picks up your notes. You can also use this if you have an interface or something that plugs your guitar into your mobile phone. You can use it that way as well. So it's a really useful app for getting your interval knowledge on the guitar down nice and easy. So as you can see, it's quite a nice way of being able to just sit down, turn your phone on, grab your guitar and practice the intervals. Now alongside of this, Tom and David have put together a YouTube channel, a solo YouTube channel, and they give you loads of tips and ways of using the app, you know, using limitation exercises, you know, different ways of kind of getting the most out of your practice with solo. But keeping on top of your intervals is a healthy thing to do, and straight away, along with some other elements of playing, intervals are probably one of the most important things that we can be working on all the time as guitar players. So be sure to check out the links in the description. There's a link to the app and the YouTube videos that Tom and David make. And Tom and David have a fantastic way of teaching, both exceptional improvisers, and I think it's well worth checking out if you want to take your playing to another level. I know I'll be practicing with it, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day.